Well, good morning, one and all. So today we are discussing about the project planning in the part of building materials, planning and drawing subject. Okay. So myself, Dr. J.D. Chaitanya Kumar, I am from the assistant professor. I am from civil engineering department. Okay. So we'll see what is the project planning actually. See here, what is the project planning here? The project planning in a civil engineering is the process of developing a detailed plan for the execution of a civil engineering project. This includes the defining the scope of your work, developing the schedule and budget, identifying and assessing the risk, and developing the communication plan. Okay. So what is the planning here? See here, it includes the scope of the work. Okay. For example, you are going to construct a hospital building. Okay, that is your main project. Okay, in that project, what is the scope of your work? That scope of the work you have to clearly define in the planning, and you have to go for the developing of the scheduling. The scheduling, first of all, we have to go with the footing. From the after that, superstructure, how we have to plan, that everything will be comes under the scheduling. So after that, what we have to go with the budget. So what is each item, what is the budget, and total item we have to summarize, we have to give the overall budget of the project. Next, we have to identifying the and assessing the risk. For example, you will get some risk will come. How, what is the risk actually? So delaying of your work, how it will delay? Maybe natural calamities came. For example, rain only came. Okay, so in the rain, what will happen? You are unable to construct a work. You are not going to execute any work in the site. So in that case, what will happen? You have to expect the rain maybe 10% of days. Okay, in the entire project, that 10% we have to put in the what do you call cushion period. Okay, so next we have to develop all this. We have to develop the communication plan. So what is the sequence of the plans you have to deliver to the engineers? Okay, so you have to go with the communication with the engineers, how you have to execute, how we have to develop your plans. That will come under this first step. Okay, effective project planning is essential for the success of any civil engineering project. Okay, so we have to go with the successful planning, then only it will go. Okay, you can take the 1 or 2 days extra also, no problem for planning stage, but when you are going to the execution, so the same what you planned, that has to be executed in the site, then only it will be successfully completion of the project. Okay, a well planned project will be more likely to be complete on time, within the budget, and it to be required the quality standards. Okay, so whatever we are compromising, but should not compromise in the budget and quality. If you compromise the quality, budget will reduce. If you reduce the budget, quality will not come. Okay, we have to balance everything. Okay, it will also be less likely to be encounter problems and delays. So delays will be there, that we have to be overcome. Okay, so what are the some key steps involved in the project planning and civil engineering? Okay, first is the define your project scope and develop the project scheduling and estimate the project budget, identifying and assessing the risk, and develop a communication of the plan. Okay, next will be the you are developing project chapter. What is the project chapter? We have to see identifying. So we'll see here what is the key steps involved in the project planning. See here, what define the project scope. It includes the identifying the project goals and objectives, as well as the specific work need to be done to achieve them. Okay, we have the different objectives and goals we have to define in the scope clearly. Develop a project scheduling. This involves the breakdown the project into smaller tasks and estimating the time required for the completion of the task. Okay, the project schedule should be identify the dependencies and between the tasks. So in this, what will do? So entire planning will be, you have to make into the small schedules. For each schedule, what is the budget required and what is the time required, you have to specify clearly. Okay, so estimate the project budget. This includes the estimation of the cost of the material, labor, and construction equipment. All will comes under the budget. Okay, the project budget should be also includes the contingency of the unexpected costs. For example, unexpected cost means, for example, you got the extra time. Okay, not extra time means delay time is there, that also you have to consider in the project budget. Okay, identifying and accessing the risk. The all civil engineering projects faces some degree of risk. So degree of risk will be there. The risk has to be minimized in the project planning and scheduling stage itself. Okay, it is important to assess these risks early on the project planning process, so that mitigation strategies can be developed. Okay, so what are the mitigation project? How we have to overcome the delays. Okay, or risks. Okay, So develop a communication plan. This involves identifying the key stakeholders in the project and developing a plan communicating with the throughout the project. So this is also very important. So what are the different steps involved in the planning? So identify the need for the project and define the scope of the work. What are the goals of the project? What work need to be done to achieve these goals? Okay. So develop a project chapter. First of all, you have to develop a project chapter that will be formal documentation that authorize the project and outline of its goals, key goals and objective and constraints. Identifying and assess the risk. What are the potential risks to the project? How can those risks can be mitigated? Develop a project scheduling. When will each task is a project started or completed? What is the dependencies between the tasks? So this will be involved in the planning stage. Okay. Next will be the estimate in the project budget. What is the each individual scheduling cost and overall cost of the project, that will be assessing here. Develop in the communication plan. So you have to communicate the plan. For example, project manager to the engineers to the site engineers to the workers. Okay. Obtain the approval form for the project sponsors. Okay. The sponsor is the person, a group of funding project. The project manager must obtain their approval before the project can be begin. So you have to take the project budget approvals from the sponsors before starting of the project. Okay. So next, what are the principles in the planning? Okay. So first one is the principles of planning in the civil engineering are defined below. First one is the goal oriented. We have to work towards the goal, and comprehensive. Okay, that should be comprehensive. Realistic work will be there, flexibility will be there, and communicative will be there. Okay. So we'll see here what is goal oriented. The planning should be focused on achieving the project goals and objectives. Okay. Next, comprehensive. The comprehensive is nothing but planning should be considered all the aspects of the project, including the scope of the work, scheduling, budget, and risk and communications. Okay. Next will be the realistic. The planning should be based on the realistic assumptions about the time, resources, and risk is involved. So risk will be there, that should be minimized. And flexible. Planning should be flexible enough to accommodate changes to the project scope, schedule, and budget. Okay. The project should be flexible. For example, if client came and he asked some other thing, okay, we have to add that also into the project planning, then only it will be communicating. So that project should be flexible. Okay. Next will be the communicative. The planning should be involves communication with all the stakeholders, ensure the eye open to the same stage. Next, what are the advantages and limitations of the planning? Okay. The advantages of project planning and in the civil engineering includes the improve the communication and coordination of all the workers and all the employees. Okay. Reduce the risk, improve the quality, on time or within the budget completion, increase the customer satisfaction, all will come under advantages and limitations of the planning. So improved communication and coordination will be, project planning helps to improve the communication and coordination between the client, contractor, subcontractor, and other stakeholders. This can be lead to a more efficient and effective project. Okay. Next, coming to the reduce the risk. Project planning helps to identify the assess potential risk to the project. This allows mitigation strategies to be developed which can be reduced likelihood and improve the impact of the task. So improved quality. So project planning helps to ensure that the project is completed to the required quality standards. This is because of project plan will identify the task and need to be completed all the resources that are needed and the quality standards that should be met. Okay. On time and within the budget. The project planning helps to ensure the project is completed on time and within the budget. This because of the project plan will identify the schedule and budget for the project. Increase the customer satisfaction. So customer satisfaction is very, very important to get the more projects. Okay. Project planning helps to increase the customer satisfaction by ensuring that the project meets the client needs and expectations. This is because of the project manager will communicate regularly with the client to keep information of the project's progression and address by any concern. Okay. All will concerns we have to communicate to the customer, then only he will flexible for the some things in the project planning. So well, I hope you are understanding all these things in the project planning, how we have to do planning and what are the following key steps we have followed and what are the steps involved here and what are the principles planning. So advantages and limitations are seen here. So we'll see the next topic in the next class. Thank you.